think we are ready to convene the meeting. Oh, yes. So we are calling to order the December 11th, 2025 Wampscott County Commissioners meeting. I will call the roll. Commissioner Tremblay. Here. Commissioner Marshall. Here. I know the treasurer is in the building, but he is otherwise occupied, and the chair is here. At this point, I would ask for a guest in the audience, retired Commander Dustin Smiley, to lead us in the pledge of allegiance.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice.
Thank you. Commander, now serve the life flag. At this point, I would entertain a motion regarding the December 3rd County Commissioners meeting minutes.
We approve the December 3rd minutes. Second.
I have a motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
At this point, Ryan, do we have anyone on for public comment? Yes. We allow 3 minutes for something that is not on the agenda for today. Good morning, Larry. If you are with us, you are welcome to share your thoughts.
Thank you. I'm Larry Danziger. I live in Bangor. I'm not here to talk about the county deficit, even though the Bangor Daily News article seemed to say that everyone passed the buck, but none of you said anything like I messed up or I'm responsible. But I'll take some responsibility by saying that our No Penobscot County Jail Expansion Group should have created a diversion project years ago instead of hoping commissioners and the sheriff would do something. We kept talking about and encouraging you to do something, but you haven't, and I expect you won't. A way to cut costs and to increase public safety is through more diversion projects and fewer arrests. That's what we are working on now, and I hope you will support that approach too. I do not know whether you will still try to build a new too big jail, but I hope instead that you and Troy Morton and Chris Almy will get most of those charged with a crime out of the jail and into something that will help. Being in jail is only making things worse. That's my comment.
Thank you for your comments. We hope you have a nice holiday and venture not back with us. Any public comments from people in the audience?
Hillary Simmons, resident of Bangor. I want to speak plainly and directly about where we've been, where we stand, and where we must go as leaders of Penobscot County. For too long, our county has been weighed down by old disagreements, leftover tension, and decisions, right or wrong, that no longer serve the challenges in front of us. The past has its place. We should learn from it, acknowledge it, and take responsibility where needed. But we cannot allow yesterday's disputes to keep us from solving today's problems. Penobscot County deserves more than that, more from us than that. We are at a moment when strong leadership matters, costs are rising, infrastructure needs attention, public safety requires constant support, taxpayers expect transparency and results, and our departments, many stretched thin, need a clear strategy to meet the demands of the future. The only way we address any of this is by working together with focus, respect, and a commitment to unity. This is the moment for Penobscot County leadership to turn the page, not by ignoring the past, but by refusing to be controlled by it, not by pretending disagreements don't exist, but by choosing collaboration over conflict, not by fighting old battles, but by planning for the next decade with purpose and clarity. If we want to move forward financially, we need a strategic mindset. That means pulling together the strengths of every department, every commissioner, and every community partner. It means honest discussions about what we can afford and what we need, and what we will make the greatest impact for the people we serve. It means creating plans that are not reactionary, but sustainable. Plans that protect taxpayers while ensuring our county workforce has the tools to do their jobs well. Financial stability isn't achieved through division. It's built through cooperation, shared goals, and disciplined planning. When we work as one team instead of separate corners, we gain the ability to think long-term, reduce waste, invest in solutions that improve the quality of life across Penobscot County. The people of this county expect leadership that puts forward progress above past grudges. They expect us to be adults in the room, to listen, to compromise, to take responsibility for building a stronger, more financially secure future. They deserve leaders who understand that unity is not a luxury, it's a requirement. So let's take a step together. Let's commit to real strategic planning. Let's commit to problem solving, not problem creating. Let's commit to a shared vision of Penobscot County that works, effectively, spends responsibly, and acts with the best interest of its residents in mind. It is time to leave the past where it belongs, behind us. Our job, our duty, our responsibility is to move this county forward. Together, we can do exactly that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Are there others in the audience or online that wish to make public comments? At this point, I'm noting no one online, and so I will close public comments. At this point, we would entertain the report and update from the UT Director this team.
Thank you, Commissioner. Short and sweet today. We met with the Hammond Ridge people, tax and finance program last week. Their lawyers and the owner of the New England Outdoor Center in Twin Pines Camps. And we did a 30,000-foot view of what this would look like. What do they want? What are we going to get out of it? And how are we going to work together? So we don't have details for you today. However, we're meeting again with them next week, and they're going to provide us all the details. What is this tax and finance program going to look like? This program will be different than the one we're currently managing because it'll have a credit enhancement agreement connected to it. And we don't know the details on that yet either. So we're just here to update today that we're still moving forward with it. Our goal is to meet with them next week and then come to you as soon as we can in the first of the year, the new year in January, and discuss in detail what the New England Outdoor Center and Twin Pines Camps is expecting from us. They did step up to the plate because they want the credit enhancement agreement this time. They're going to pay all legal fees to get us to where we're at. So it's a move in the right direction for us. So but again, we'll get you details and get them back to you. But it won't be one of the things about this that has a slight urgency to it. If we can file before March, we can claim tax increment finance on the 2.5 million that's already built and on the ground and working today. The way the rules are set up. So there's some urgency to get started claiming that. Say nothing about the 100 million that's going to be built over the next 4 or 5 years. So, like I said, we don't have details, but we certainly post the details. I just want to give you that update.
I appreciate it. Is all of that in the UT?
Yes, the entire township that he's building in is all UT. And it's called Penobscot County UT.
I was gonna say, none of that spills over to Piscataqua, so it's all in.
Not yet, no.
Well, thank you for that. Next item you have, I believe, is regarding Muskie.
Because Peter Prey was approved, he's been all approved by you guys, and the letters were sent to the legislature to have a public hearing with him at the state legislature. And they were gonna do it at the same time that Aroostook County did, because Aroostook County and Penobscot County have had to nominate someone for the commission board of the LUPC. The person in Aroostook County, Washington County backed out. So they've had to reappoint. So now that posts everything forward again. So all we need to do is take the same letter, which you have in front of you, that we sent back in June, and re-sign it with a new date on it, and that gets us back in the cycle so that this new legislature, when they come back, can have that public hearing, they need to have with both commissioners that have been appointed.
No,
It's a housekeeping.
yeah, no action other than signing the
Take
letter.
no action other than sign, we've already voted to approve Peter, we just changed the date on that one, those two letters.
Thank you.
And then Peter and I will get those sent off to the legislative people that need to see those.
Thank you very much. These those are in process here now. They're all- That one, very good.
Oh.
In the letter in the people. Wonderful. So next up is bridge work in Parkville Township.
Standard operating procedure, the Department of Transportation is rebuilding the bridge over Hemlock Spring on the state road at Route 116 in Argyle. We only have one road in Argyle, that county maintained. And that's the Argyle Road, it's 2.3 miles. But standard operating procedure says because they're gonna be working in there before they bid the project out, who's gonna build the thing. They need to know if we're gonna want a bond. To put a bond on our roads, and they also want us to give them authorization to come to us. Whenever they need, as the need arises, to give them a overload, over limit, overweight permit. So it's a standard procedure, you sign many of these each year, we get one or two of them. It's basically authorizing them to use the county's road in Argyle Township for that one project, and that we will work with them on overload.
We need to take any action on it.
I wouldn't think so, we're not going for a bond, we're just signing this document that states that we're willing to work with them on the overload. permits.
Question from the commission? See none? We have it here, we will sign it.
It's there. And that's all we had.
And we got one, we had a number of animal control agreements in the packet. There's just one is from the town of Dedham, and it refers to it being located in Oxford County, which is not. So then, we still have any contract with them, even though they're in Hancock County, but what's the deal with that? Okay, we just need to change this. It's in Oxford County.
It does, okay, it might be fine. We've only had a contract with them for 7 or 8 years, and you probably caught it.
I guess anything you catch, I don't know what county.
I'm so used to Oxford County, and everything, I didn't think about that. Yeah, they're in a different county, but they've worked with us for several years.
Would the commission be comfortable with the front page of what we're signing, the replacer?
Yeah. Yep,
And
so
we'll
we're
try
trying
and
to replace the front
just
page.
make the correction. Thank you for your attention.
That's the history.
Understand. Okay. Anything further?
Oh, other than Monday night, the town of Maxfield is holding their public hearing session, whether they want to be organized or not. We'll be attending that with the rest of the state representatives for education and main revenue service. And so on and so forth, so we'll all be there. Commissioner Marshall's agreed to show up to represent Upshot County there. So he and I will be there to try to, we can't be a part of the vote, we can't be in the building when they vote, we're there to answer any questions, and then they open up their town meeting.
Did you bring snacks?
We could bring snacks if you want,
Not that many.
we don't know how many people are gonna be.
All right, maybe 6 people. Without further ado, we have now the discussion regarding. Actually, this would not be in the UTA any longer, the fire EMS contract, that's a new item.
No, but I understand you wanted to see me last week,
Okay,
when you talked to, so you postponed it from last week to this week so that we could talk.
okay. Do you have anything you would like to share?
And I know that, I don't have the paperwork with me, I don't know why I didn't bring it, but. Brenda put together how much money was left in those $2,000, I don't know, she copied Gary, I don't know if you saw them.
I don't know that I received that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we? Yeah, well, so we need to report back. Why don't we move on to a few of these items, and then if that information comes, we can pick.
We'll gather that information and come back, Paul's, I think, on their way
Oh,
for a while, I'm not sure.
I didn't see your 19. Paul, we're going to, if you're listening, just postpone action until we get the details back from either finance or UT's office. Moving on to the administrative updates. Mr. Lamb, do you have anything you'd like to share regarding festive holiday activities?
No, I'm going to be absent, I'm going to be at Scrooge, so be in this room tomorrow, which is a fine thing, and just a couple of updates on what I've been doing lately. The Two Bridges Jail Tour and the county administrator's quarterly meeting down in Wiscasset. Good time spent, very busy with budget preparations along with every other department head here, getting ready for this afternoon. And I understand that you folks are going to set a date for the Penobscot County delegation meeting sometime in June. And that's it for me.
Okay.
I would just say when we do it, not only, we all, the also the notification, I think we should notify people, budget committee meeting, people that have interest in the process, because this, we don't find is the key to fixing the budget.
Absolutely, yeah.
So we were advised at the MCA meeting yesterday by someone that revenue forecasting will be sharing their projections again Monday morning, legislative committee. It appears that they have surplus of about 248 million. I don't have my notes. Apologize, but it is a significant amount. Additionally, there is a clause related to the rainy day or the reserve fund that they can only keep a certain amount of money. They are going to be in excess of that because of reaching the cap last year, and the interest money is now causing that spillover. Darwin's advice to commissioners was we need to have a plan to present to them the challenges that county government is facing related to jail funding, so that we can be in consideration for some relief in the supplemental budget. So to that end, I intend to go down both as a Penobscot commissioner and as president of CCA to be there, and if given the opportunity to advocate. At the same time, I think we could craft a letter. And I am going to, with your permission, reach out to a few of the other counties that are seeing challenges and see if we can get them to collaboratively send a letter to the governor and the committee expressing strong desires of recognition of the jail shortfall in the past. So to that end, if you gentlemen concur, we'll take that action. We feel at MCCA we need to make a strong push this year to educate.
I think it should come from MCCA and get all counties to, they can sign off on.
But I think it twofold. I think we should get one and we should copy all of our delegation with that letter as well. So that it shows that this is not just an individual problem. You may have seen that.
I don't think anybody. We should, and we'll just.
And we had.
Right. Oh, were you talking about?
Yep, so we need to specifically reach out to them to educate them on that. We had success with the criminal justice and public safety committee last year. Them that are understanding the need, both Solomon Millett and Scott Ferguson, as well as Tim Curtis, did just tremendous work in putting together information. So I will work on that accordingly. The HR have any comments on the holiday festivities? I know you've been pushing out some really nice communications.
No, unless you all have Christmas socks on, you want to model for the public.
I thought. is it
Today's
Christmas soccer or no, tomorrow's company sweater.
Yeah, tomorrow night sweater.
Okay. So, in regards to. You're not seeing the information yet. And we'll get back to you. Let's approve the warrants at this point.
Well, I make a motion, we move, the warrants under, item G, today's agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second regarding the warrants currently published in our agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, at this point, I think we've concluded everything except the revisit of the fire EMS contract question.
I apologize for not being more prepared, I was missing one key piece of paper. We've determined as of Monday that there were two different grants that we
Yes.
received for consulting services. They were both at 31.5 and they were issued to us. There's 19,000 left in one and 21,000 left in the other. $40,000.
Wasn't the extension a little over 100,000? How much was the extension?
The extension is 6 months.
So how much is it, what was the dollar amount?
The original 6 months was $2,500 a week plus board.
So that would be
But if you renew going forward in January, it drops to $1,500 a week, $1,500.
okay, so it'd be 6,000 a month, so that would be 36,000 over a 6-month period.
So that's for that.
Plus hotel stay and some other incidentals, so I know you were interested if, because he's still working with. Millinocket, East Millinocket and Medway and that group. That the UT would help with some of the costs. And because it's 13 of our townships are involved in that discussion, that we wouldn't have a problem if you needed to, because we've already been down that road, we already spent some money for the first 6 months of consulting, so an additional amount of money. Anything over and above the grant money you already have, we could help you.
Yeah, so we would minimum.
So, Paul, based upon the discussion that you're listening to, we currently have approximately 30,000 remaining from the 2 grants. Is there any challenge in obligating that money to this contract in your observation?
No, I was just going through every single invoice that I had to try to come up with the numbers while we were waiting. So my numbers are very close to what should be remaining if we go to I guess the previous amount where a bulk of the work for those grants has been done, and we go into the full extent. I just looked at the grants; they have to be done by June to meet the state requirements for Maine EMS. Our original goal was to technically wrap them up in December, but there is still work to be done, and I have had a conversation with the office that as long as we're helping them, they think it's valuable in that money. But the one thing with those grants is the money for those grants does have to be used for those communities. So the way we've broken them out and the invoices, it's been broken out for when I'm working with those communities, there's a chunk. So we could continue to do that with the 1,500. There would be technically a component the way we've been doing it now of the 1,500, 500 would have to come from the county for the next 6 months. If we get a grant for the Millinocket area, then that amount could be covered by that. And what we did in the past is we recouped some of the costs that the county paid once we got the grants for the work that I had been doing. So I do think that would it'd be very close to pretty much maximizing those out if we go until June for that 30,000 left over. And then if we get that other grant.
Based upon the monies that we have still from the grants. Based on the money we still have from the grants, you would be able to satisfy the contractual arrangements of those 2 communities. And then,
I think we could get them over the finish line, and kind of use up that last remaining to make sure they get, because those 2 community groups are actively trying to do something regionally, and they want to take something to the voters in the spring. So if we pulled the contract on them, they would kind of not know what to do at this exact moment without some help.
I understand George's comments. The Millinocket area will serve a number of UTs. So that in essence, 500 a month is what I heard you say you would be allocating to the Millinocket Medway group. So for 6 months, that would be
500 a month is
but
fits the terms of the agreement, yes.
Yeah,
well, 5, I think.
Well,
Yeah.
that's correct.
We've already, like I said, we already started down that road for the first 6 months, and then the county took over with these grants that helped. So if we could get them over the hurdle in the Millinocket area, we want to be there, we want to be part of it.
But based upon the understanding that we have money to allocate to 2 community groups that got the grant, and that the UT will subsidize the cost to continue to work through the contract period.
Yep.
For the Millinocket area discussions. Because
We would have, Froman Consulting just build a UT for that piece of the pie, Paul. So it'd be a separate invoice to the county because it comes out of a different checkbook.
Yeah, we can work that out.
County piece, for the county piece. As far as the two communities, the groups of communities working with, those invoices come in separate anyway. You send me out one invoice, but we take them out of the same checkbook.
Oh, correct. I've been only invoicing one, but the invoice has a breakdown. The way we set it up was the county was holding the money on behalf of those communities for the because, you know, so one of them didn't have to take point on that, and it worked out with kind of, you know, tagging into what I was doing with the group and kind of benefiting the county. So my understanding is you're holding the funds for those. I break down on one invoice that this is coming from the county, this comes from grant 1, this comes from grant 2, and it's explained which grants are which. And as far as I am aware, there hasn't been any issues on the distribution side, but I haven't been made aware of any.
based on what I am calculating here, there's 26 weeks in your contract. For that new contract,
The additional 6 months, yes.
Oh yeah, I think I put 25 when I did my math real quick, but
so 26 weeks would be $1,000 a week that would come from the 2 grants that you have. And then the balance of any funds, the UT would be, and I think we could talk with finance to determine whether one invoice, which is subcategory, works, or whether she would require it, because she's actually processing the payments for UT through her office, and she's not.
She does, but it's coming out of a separate account, so he's already been invoicing us for 6 months, so we could just continue to invoice us the county share and invoice the county the share for the other 2 community groups.
Is that understandable, Paul?
you're kind of in and out today. So.
I can talk you through it.
And I think we're prepared to go forward with the contract on the terms that are agreed. We just need you and the UT director to sort out how the invoicing should be appropriately done now.
Sure. Yeah.
Anything further from the commission? We have voted, we have identified the funding formula, so I think we're set, and I appreciate what you have done for us and what you're willing to continue to do, so thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. At this point, is there any other business to come before the commission public? If not, I would entertain a motion to go into executive sessions. I believe we now have only 4 executive sessions that we wish to have.
But we go into executive session, 1 NRSA 456A and 6D. Personnel matters and conflict.
Great, as we move.
No C. No C's listed.
No, say AD. And we also would want to include our legal documents. It's not.
You ready to take these?
Yep. All right, with that, we will take a quick break. And then we will convene in 5 minutes to the next step.
Did David